praying with us for the first time or haven't been here for a while, we use the Mishkan Tefillah. That is the blue prayer book that is in the pew rack in front of you. And it goes from right to left. We're going to start with a medley. We really want to get singing tonight. Because to me, the way to chase away the winter blues and the rain and the clouds and all that kind of thing is to sing. Dina, where are you? I imagine when I sing a lot that I'm in Chapel on the Hill, right? Look at that beautiful vista, right? So if you look up page 11, toward the bottom, you'll see a beautiful little song called Ki Eshmera Shabbat. When I keep Shabbat, Shabbat watches over me. It's a sign forever between God and me. And from there, we're going to go one page across to Ma Yafeh Hayom, which is what a lovely day it is, Shabbat Shalom. And then a nigun that we're going to introduce now, and then we're going to use for Tzadik Hatamar a little bit later in the service. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni. Again. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yishmereni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni, Oti Leomean Beno Veni. Look at the page across. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Last time. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Dai 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 dai. And you all know the words, right? Dai 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 Turn back in your books, if you would, to page 2. Adina, please take your parents up to the pulpit for lighting candles for Shabbat, followed by Kiddush. If you are able to, please rise in your seat.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Please remain standing if you are standing and turn the page to Kiddush. Adina, will you please lead us in Kiddush? Pick a good key. And we'll listen to you and then we'll join at the right time. There you go. What? Baruch atah
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit. Ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu aharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim b'shabbat kodsheha ve'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Give some to your parents. It's just juice. Please, everybody, be seated. Adina, beautiful. Put it down. Okay. Put it down. Put the cap on. Here you go. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Kabbalat Shabbat is about singing. It's also about looking deep inside to what we're doing and why we are here. So I'd like you to look in your books on page 8. I'd like you to read with me. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities of my Creator. To love God is to love each other. To work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. At the bottom of the facing page, again, we read together. We offer thanks to God
for the Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God.
Now, if you turn ahead a couple pages to page 12, you'll find the official beginning of what's called Kabbalat Shabbat with the Psalm Lecha Dodi. Ken Berman's been teaching us a newer tune. It's actually from a wonderful cantor named Cantor Finkelstein, right?
Yes.
And
Mayor
so
Finkelstein.
you're going to start, I'm going to follow along. The first part is la-las. It goes like this. Hi, guys. La 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 la
Ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la
Turn ahead to page 20, you'll find Lecha Dodi, the most famous of all Shabbat songs. Entering as a bride, Shabbat comes into our presence. We read or sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And the last verse, we'll ask everybody to rise and face the rear. Are you going to be the Shabbat bride tonight? Maybe. At the end of the last verse, when we say Boi Kala, we're going to bow to that door, and then bow to this door. If you know it, please join in. If you don't, you'll know it by the end. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavel. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavel. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekavel. Verse 1. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el ha'yuchad, Adonai echad, L'shemo echad, L'shemo tifaret v'litila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Verse 2. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelcha, Or ha'beracha me'rosh mikedem nisucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi, Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, hi ba'oreh kumi ori, uri, uri, shir dameri, kavod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat. Please rise and face the rear. B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. Verse 9. Yo'i v'shalom ha'ateret ba'ala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzahala, Toch emunei am segula, Boi kala, Boi kala. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekavela. 22, we're going to read the first part of the psalm for the Sabbath day in English, all the way to the indent. At the indent, we're going to ask you to go to the upper indent in the Hebrew, and we'll use the nigun that we just learned at the beginning of the service as a new way to sing Tzaddik Katamar, the righteous shall bloom like a date palm. But we read together at the top or the beginning of the psalm. A song for Shabbat.
It is good
To praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High,
to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs.
A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Katamar Yivra, Ke'eretz Balmanon Yizkeh. Tzadik Katamar Yivra, Ke'eretz Balmanon Yizkeh. Shetulim bebei Adonai, Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichut. Again, Shetulim bebei Katamar Yivra, Ke'eretz Balmanon Yizkeh. Tzadik Katamar Yivra, Ke'eretz Balmanon Yizkeh.
Please turn ahead in your book to 24. The song that ends this is the Song of the Angels. And for many of us, it's a song that really goes back. And if you know it, please join in. Shalom Aleichem,
Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Otem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please turn the page and rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on 26 before the Baruch Hu, the call to worship.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם ברבה, ויעלמד יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה v'tadar v'taleh v'talal shemei d'kudeshai. B'richu li'elam min kol bechata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. La'amiram yamav imeru. Amen.
On the facing page, entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. Baruch Hu is on the next page, page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated, everyone.
On page 30, we have a prayer for creation, especially the nighttime hosts of heaven. The hosts of heaven being the stars, the moon, and the mixing of the night and dark. Yes, on cable 4. And I've been teaching a song, Roll Into Dark. The words are roll into dark, say that.
Roll into dark.
Roll into light.
Roll into light.
Light becomes day.
Light becomes day.
Day turns to night.
Day turns to night.
I know you don't have the words in front of you, but follow along as best you can. And if you don't remember the words, just sing la la la.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Now, the next part you can find in the Hebrew, right in the middle. So there's right smack in the middle a really long word that takes up about half the line. You're going to look at the line below it.
It's the 9th line.
It's
I
the
counted.
ninth. Thank you.
Although me and counting don't always get along.
The words are Borei Yom Valayla Golel Or Mipnei Choshech Vechoshech Mipnei Or. In other words, light rolls away from darkness and darkness rolls away from light.
Borei Yom Valayla, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, Vechoshech Mipnei Or.
Try that again.
Borei Yom Valayla, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, Vechoshech Mipnei Or.
Roll into light. Dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. I want you to know Adina's up here doing all the hand motions from camp, which is kind of fun to watch her do.
We conclude with the Chatima, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
We continue with Ahavat Olam, that God loved the Jewish people enough to give us something called Torah. We sometimes wonder whether or not having rules is a sign of love, and then we remember rules that our parents gave us because they wanted us to be safe and cared for. And so the Torah is meant to be that, a sign of ultimate love. If you know it, join in. It's an old tune. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shomreinu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. V'avatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לוט על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Below the Hebrew, still on page 36, we join together. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. On page 39, we join together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching
together.
Turn the page.
Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osef elef, mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osef elef.
Last time.
Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread a shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Ashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Adina, come on up. It's time to do Vashamru. We're going to sing with her, aren't we? Excuse me,
Yes,
more
we are
enthusiasm,
going to
please.
sing with
We're going to sing with her, aren't we? There we go.
Use my
Here, put it right here if you want.
Page 44.
Okay?
V'shamra
Bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
b'nei Yevain, b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Beautiful. We expect more tomorrow. But wait a minute, Russell's got something for you. He doesn't know if you have enough presents for your bat mitzvah, so we're going to give you one tonight, even before you have it tomorrow. So, Russell, here's the mic.
So on behalf of Temple Sinai's Party Youth Board, we got you this awesome T-shirt, and mazel tov in advance for tomorrow, and you got through tonight, and I know you'll do great tomorrow.
You don't get that. What does party mean? They don't know.
Party is Pittsburgh area Reform Temple Youth.
Now, what we like to do is we like to also do, by the way, ooh, right? We like to do fashion show too, right? Wait, look at that. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, right? Yeah. Okay, you're going to be leading more. Oh, shake his hand. He's a nice guy. He really is. If you turn your pages one more time to page 46, is the beginning of the Amidah, the central prayer of the evening service, for which we all rise. Page 46, rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehillatcha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Komel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We're on page 55. Please join with me. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. At the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. On page 59. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulachana el hodot.
Turn the page. We've only been singing this every year since I came here. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tazim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tazim Le'olam. Ki ata Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki ata A long time ago, it used to snow in winter. Many people here who have some gray hair like me remember that it used to snow in winter. Do you remember when it used to snow in winter? Well, where I grew up in northern New Jersey, I remember it going so, it went up 2/3 the way up the door. And then it melted and then froze. And so what you would do is you would try to utz your way on top of the snow. It was the closest thing to flying because you were not on the ground and you were not in the air. And then that little layer of ice would break through. You know the whole story. And you would just, and one day, as I was walking out 26 Robin Road in Demorest, New Jersey, it was a really big hill. And I was trying to go uphill. This is really hard to do on ice. And I kept sliding back, but I just slid my feet. And I finally got to the top where it was like a snow dune. And it was so big. And that's when it broke through. And it wasn't just my feet, it was my entire body went down into the snow. I was 6, and I called, help, help, and nobody heard me. And I kept calling, help, help. And finally, as he's done so many times in my life, my older brother, not my oldest brother, my oldest brother came above that snow dune and looked down and said, what are you doing down there? Are you an idiot? I fell. He said, give me your hand. Got me up. Sometimes we fall through the ice when we least expect it. And sometimes we call out. And we're afraid nobody will hear. And sometimes, somebody who loves us will reach down, pick us up. When we get home, we give that person hot chocolate with a marshmallow, even if they called us an idiot. Sometimes it's just enough to have an arm to pull you up. If you might, this moment, imagine a time in your life when an arm pulled you up, if not out of the snow, out of a time of distress. Please pray silently. On 253 in your prayer book, you'll find the Mishaberach, healing for those who need of healing. We take the idea of healing very, very seriously here.
What key are we?
I'm doing it in G, just so you know. Finger. And so many times we carry the pain of another person's illness alone. And yet here, you're allowed to either let that heart beat more freely or even share a name out loud. So as you look at your part of the congregation, if there's a name of somebody for whom you wish healing on the Shabbat, healing of body, mind, or spirit, please share that name. If not, just nod. We'll know that there's somebody in your heart.
Chava Batili, Lee Fagal, Claire Statenhauer.
Sheila Civic.
Be Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
This past Memorial Day weekend, I finally had a few days off. And so while I was in Colorado, I decided since I was going to be leaving Colorado, I'd better do some of the things that I wanted to do before leaving Colorado. So I went out to Steamboat Springs, and I'd never been to Steamboat Springs before, to go hiking. And so the first day that I was in Steamboat Springs, I went on a very lovely hike, about 7 miles through the mountains. Yeah, 7 miles through the mountains. And it was great. So the next day, I decided to do it again, but a different trail. This trail was supposed to be 5 miles, plus a 1-mile connector trail to get me back to my car. I got 5 miles through another gorgeous scene on a beautiful mountain, and then the trail disappeared. And then it started to rain, and hail, and thunder, and lightning. The reason why there was no trail was because there had been so much rain and snow over the winter that the trail had been washed out, and I no longer knew where I was supposed to be going. So I was stuck and lost, and didn't really know what to do because it was not only the middle of a mountain, but I was also all alone with no map of where I was supposed to be going. There's a saying of survival, it's the rule of 3s. You can survive 3 weeks without food. You can survive 3 days without water, 3 hours without heat, 3 minutes without air, but only 3 seconds without hope. Those are not exactly accurate, but that's the rule of 3s. I see your expression over there. The Israelites, in our Torah portion this week, which is Va'era, and I don't want to give too much away because I know that Adina has a wonderful Devar Torah for tomorrow. The Israelites have almost lost hope. At the end of last week's Torah portion, we find that because of Moses and Aaron's request to Pharaoh that the Israelites go for 3 days to worship, and Pharaoh decides, what does he decide? Not only can you not go, but you're all lazy. So now instead of getting the straw to make the bricks, now you're going to have to go get the straw and make the same number of bricks. So imagine now you've got double the work. Are you going to be hopeful? That the person who told you that you're going to go free has now increased your workload or caused the workload to be increased because now Pharaoh's angry? You lose trust, you lose faith, you lose hope. And so in our Torah portion, we have the first 3 plagues, which the Israelites experience alongside the Egyptians. First plague of, what's our first plague? Blood in the Nile, blood in the water. Second plague? What? Frogs. Third plague? Lice. Or lice. So Moses takes this, or Aaron takes his staff, hits it into the dust, and then the dust turns into lice. Super fun. And the Israelites experienced this alongside the Egyptians. Why? Because they're losing hope. They need to experience God's power, even though it's bad, before anything can start to change for them. Who is the first person, or who are the first people to recognize God's power aside from Moses and Aaron? Say it louder. The Egyptian magicians. Good, I'm glad that our studying paid off. The Egyptian magicians are the first people to realize God's power. It's not the Israelites. And it's only once the Egyptian magicians recognize God's power that the Israelites begin to recognize God's power. So then the rest of the plagues are plagues that the Israelites don't experience. That's where we see a turn in their hope. They wouldn't have lasted even the next few months without that hope. So how did I get through being lost on a mountainside with thunder and lightning and hail?
Back 5 miles.
What was that?
You went back 5 miles.
I ended up finding a service road that didn't have a trail that matched, the trail name didn't match up with the US Forest Service map, which was so much fun. I called the ranger station. Found cell service, called the ranger station, and ended up sitting for an hour and a half while they came to look for me. Sometimes you need a helping hand. Sometimes you need someone to help show you the way. The Israelites needed the Egyptian magicians to help them see what was around them. I needed some rangers to see what was around me. And the Israelites ended up leaving Egypt and finding the promised land, just as I managed to make it off the mountainside. But my lesson from this is that we can't lose hope, and that we sometimes need the help of those around us to see the wonders, the possibilities, the opportunities that are there.
Boy, if I've learned anything tonight, Rabbi Gorman, is that neither you or I should wander off anywhere.
I made it down that mountain.
Yes, you did, yes.
I did walk 12 miles that day.
A few things to share about tonight. Cantora music is underwritten in part by a generous grant from Edgar Snyder, and I want to thank our greeters. Where's Carol Rosenthal and Deb Dunton and Jonathan Minden? Raise your hands. It's wonderful to have you here. Tomorrow morning, we'll have Michael Gordon and Joan Stein helping to greet for your bat mitzvah service. Tonight's pre-onig was sponsored by Sarah and James in honor of Adina. Torah study tomorrow in the Falk Library is at 8:30. The informal morning Shabbat service is at 9:15 in the Barnett Chapel. And then, of course, 10:30, want to have a bat mitzvah? Okay, we'll be here for the bat mitzvah at 10:30. Wednesday, January 13th at 1:15, Ann Fagan will lead a book review on the book An Officer and a Spy by Robert Harris in the Falk Library. And the next Jewish cooking class is this coming Monday night, January 11th, in the Katzen Kitchen. We'll be cooking with the 7 spices to honor upcoming Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat actually is
7
species. What did I spices? Species, spices. I better learn to read. You could register online. The 7 species that are in Deuteronomy 8 that are native to the land of Israel. We now offer grief counseling once a month. Receive support, comfort, and guidance from a professional caring team led by Ellen Fries March, one of our members, a professional grief counselor. It is going to be this Sunday, the second Sunday of the month from 12:30 to 2. We have a new adult education series starting at the end of this month called A Time to Prepare. A Time to Prepare is a multi-week series, 4 weeks to talk about end-of-life issues for yourself or for somebody that you love. Maybe you are concerned about yourself and decisions that you have to make. Maybe you're part of a sandwich generation and need to take care of kids and aging parents or grandparents. It's from 6 to 8 in the evening on Wednesdays, January 20th, 27th, 3rd, and 10th. And as of tonight, we have moved Cantor Berman's installation, which was going to be 2 weeks from tonight, but the person we wanted to come could not come, but that person can come 2 weeks later. So at Mostly Musical Shabbat, the first Shabbat in February, Rabbi Amy Levin, the former interim rabbi of Bet Shalom, who knows Canna Berman and me both very, very well, is going to be coming to formally install Canna Berman in her position. We're delighted to welcome Rabbi Levin back to Pittsburgh. And tonight, why is tonight at 6 o'clock? Anybody know? Oh, she knows. Why? You know because 6 o'clock is so we can have an early enough service so you can go home and have dinner. Shabbat tables, it's called. How many of you here in this room have ever either been a guest or hosted a Shabbat tables dinner? There you go. So that's 1/3 of you. We're going to get more of you to actually open your homes or to be willing to open your heart and be a guest for Shabbat dinner. The second Friday of the month is at 6 o'clock so that it's early enough to enjoy and not go too late into the night. Yes?
Which is a perfect segue.
Perfect segue to this. This is yours.
Yes,
Here, you say
yes,
it.
thank you. So there's also another series beginning in February, every Sunday morning in February for about an hour. So you may know people that would love to come to a Shabbat table, but they may not feel so comfortable with one aspect or another. Maybe they feel like they don't have enough background. So this is the course for them. We're going to do, it's called Bereshit, which you may know means from in the beginning, and it's a course of learning from the beginning, all the fundamentals. So we're just going to spend some Sunday morning time. You can ask me about it, look in doorways. We'll find the flyers, and please let me know if you're interested or know anybody who might be interested. I'd love to reach out to them.
And if you're not coming tomorrow morning, make sure that before you leave tonight and go home to your Shabbat dinner table that you go and say Mazel Tov or Yeshikov to Adina for her bat mitzvah weekend and congratulate her family as well. We're so delighted that you're all here for the special occasion. If you will, please turn in your books to 282. In the middle of the page, you'll find the Aleinu, or the concluding prayer that we start with. In the middle of the page, please rise.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latei kedula leyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
A reading before we dedicate the yahrzeit plaque of Manly Whitten. It's on page 290. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and to lose. A thing for fools, this. A holy thing to love. For your life is lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. In the name of Sine and the family of Whitten, we hereby dedicate this yahrzeit plaque in my hands to Manly David. It's dated January 18th, 2015, and we'll affix it to the yahrzeit board after our service tonight. Besides Manly, there are many people whose yahrzeits occur in this coming week. As I name the person for whom you might be saying yahrzeit tonight, or you might be saying Kaddish tonight in yahrzeit, your observance, we'll ask you to rise so that we can know that you are in mourning. And then we'll recite the names of those whose recent deaths have occurred. And then, only when the mourners have risen, we'll rise with them so that no mourner would ever have to stand alone. This week we remember Morris Bach, Renee Berger, Jacob Bernstein, Max Bloom, Adolfo Chestwer, Julius Diamondstone, Julius Silberblatt Diener, Edward J. Eggleston, Richard Fisher, and Norman Glynn, Ruth Blitz Goldberg, Albert Goldblum, Lutzi Goldman, Bertha Goldstein, Dr. Morris Abraham Goldstein, Rowena Z. Greenberg, Sarah Harris, and Frank Joftis, David Cart, Joseph Michael Katz, and Teresa Keller, Bertie Kirshner, Margaret Kopelson, and Abraham Krieger, Samuel Latterman, Helen Losky, Sidney Leff, Harvey Lipsitz, Alan Marcus, and Nettie Moritz, Florence Neft, Felix Oppenheimer, and Florence Geller-Podolsky, Harry Pretter, Bessie Satin Randall, Saul Ratner, Kathleen Reisberg, and Miriam Schreiber, Eleanor Siegel, Ray Stang Shinus, Sylvia Sherinsky, Minna Shore, Ben Simon, Erwin Smoke, and Dale Solomon, Helen Spirer, Isaac Stein, Dr. Raymond Stepp, Dr. Samuel A. Tischerman, Bonnie Wetstein, Arlene Wiener, Frida Weinerman, Manly Witten, and Al Wolf. And now remember those whose recent deaths we still mourn. Marcia Groden, Frida Levy-Stang, Ruth Furliger, Ruth Weisberg Unger, Dorothy Schulmeister, my wife's aunt, who died 2 days ago. We also honor the memory of those who died senselessly in violence in Paris. This Wednesday is the anniversary of the attack on Charlie Hebdo. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the attack on the Kosher Mart in northern Paris. They died only because they stood for the values by which we live. And we honor them all, even as we have mourners stand accompanied by us. We rise and we turn to page
294.
294, and all who will may join in Kaddish. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yom divrach, Hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon, v'yamechon, v'chayeh, d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman karev v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam olamei maya. Yibarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh. Yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, Shmei d'kudashah, brichu. Le'ela minko birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata, v'amiram b'yoma v'yimru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleina v'el kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom, aleina v'el kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon a world terribly broken and in need of healing, upon all of us who still mourn our beloved dead, as together we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing and turn to page 321.
Yes.
Right? I got one right for a change?
No, I had written it wrong. Thank you.
I've often had a chance to share with you about this song. Adon Olam has more tunes than you can imagine. This tune reached number 5 in the Israeli pop charts 25 years ago. And if you have a lot of breath in the middle, it's fun to try to do the middle part in one breath. So here we go. Adon Olam, Hashem Malach, B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa, B'chefsa kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra. Second verse. Ve'acharei kichlot hakol, Levado yimloch nora. והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. Here's the fun part, here it goes. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצה כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצה כל אזי מלך שמו ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה והוא היה והוא הווה בתפארה. From the beginning, אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא, בחפץ הכל. אזי מלך, שמו נקרא. If you dare, try it with us. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא בחפץ הכל. אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך לרע, והוא היה והוא ותפארה. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא בחפץ הכל. אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך לרע, והוא היה והוא הווה ותפארה. והוא היה והוא הווה ותפארה. ברוכים אתם בבואכם, ברוכים אתם בצאתכם מעתה ועד עולם. May you be blessed every place you come in. May you be blessed everywhere you go. As together we say, Amen. Adina, come over here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who makes all kinds of cookies and baked goods, especially animal crackers. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Jamie, animal crackers. Come on. Do me a favor. Take the basket and take it over to the kids over there. Thanks. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. I love the fact that you know every tune of everything that we do. And part of that's going to camp, right? Shabbat shalom.